The founders of our country told us that we should have a more perfect union. They did not say we have to agree on everything. Yet a more perfect union is a union that is built based on trusting those whom we elect to make decisions on difficult and oftentimes controversial issues to help move government decision-making forward. There has to be a better way for local governments and state governments to resolve public policy differences. In a perfect world, that is why we elect our mayor, city council, governor, and legislature. Sure, they have their political differences, but in the end, and once elected, they are supposed to focus on making policy and not playing politics. Public policy disputes have the potential of polarizing communities with the effect of delaying important decisions on vital issues of public policy, often resulting in diluted policies or no action at all. Consensus building is a process by which the parties seek unanimous agreement. Facilitation helps resolve high-profile public policy planning and developmental disputes and finds resolution through controversy and clarity amidst chaos. To assist governments in resolving disputes by and between each other, the disputants need a trusted third-party neutral who is knowledgeable about the issues and the process while being sensitive to the politics of the issue. A facilitator can help disputing parties find consensus through controversy. They can help bring multiple stakeholders together along with the community they represent and extract the politics and find clarity through all the minutiae. Facilitators don't take sides or make decisions. They simply create a path for people to move beyond their differences, join together, and discover a new way forward. So while elections are important to our democratic system, legislating just does not seem to work in some instances, and before an issue gets passed, or if it gets passed, and in some cases punted to the voters, and before it gets to the courts, there has to be a third way, a better way of creating public policy. I'm not talking about dispute resolution or mediation. I'm also not really talking about community engagement or civic engagement. And collaborative government is a fancy term for getting everyone together with a stake in the issue or in the outcome to talk about what ought to be done. Even in city council meetings, you only get 1 minute. I'm really talking about stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement. And if those stakeholders include members of the community or simply the people that we elect to decide, we need to bring the right stakeholders together for those who can make those decisions. So if I'm going to put an 1,800 megawatt offshore wind farm in Lake Erie or Lake St. Clair, store petroleum coke along the Detroit River, inject toxic waste 1 mile into the earth, build a 15-block mixed-use development that includes a professional hockey arena in your backyard, I imagine that you and the community will want to have your say. You want to provide your input into these projects, and as a community, you will organize to be heard. And you will not stop until you are heard, or in most cases, the project dies or the companies go away. As a developer, I may not always want to listen to you, but I know I should, and we should talk and interact together through facilitated discussions so that we can be productive in what we can learn from each other and become good neighbors to realize both of our goals and objectives. However, ultimately, the issues will be decided by a city council, Department of Environmental Quality, or city government in some respect, but your input can often make or break a project. We can help governments, developers, and companies achieve better, more effective governance and outcomes by creating a process to bring communities and their leaders together and making decisions on the tough issues we face. There is a third way to help our lawmakers move difficult issues forward, giving the legislature and others an alternative process for resolving polarizing issues. Given today's political climate, a similar entity should be created in Michigan, in Detroit, in Lansing, and in other communities. A neutral organization established by executive order or act of the legislature or through a collaborative effort of our state's universities, established to resolve differences by bringing elected officials from both parties together with other key stakeholders and find new approaches to public issues. There are models that already exist. In Oregon and Salt Lake City, issues come to the organization's attention after the mayor, city council, or governor defines a problem that needs to be solved. The mayor or governor designates an impartial convener to bring people together and develop an assessment of the proposed issue. If the issue meets the criteria for resolution, a neutral is selected to manage and help resolve the project through facilitated meetings. Lawmakers may argue that they were elected to resolve difficult policy issues. However, in today's political climate, politics often trumps sound public policy. We have all seen how public policy disputes have the potential of polarizing communities with the effect of delaying important decisions on vital issues of public policy, often resulting in diluted policies or no action at all. While lawmakers may agree on a common vision for our state, getting there is another story. Currently in Michigan, there is no comparable organization, but there could be. Creating such an organization can take the burden off our elected officials to drive politically charged issues to neutral organizations that can create a process to resolve them and ultimately vote on them. Policymakers tend to avoid controversial issues and postpone crucial decisions, hoping to avoid conflict. While conflict among lawmakers and regulators is inevitable, however, carefully structured dialogue facilitated by skilled neutrals could offer a more effective and durable method to resolve conflicts and build consensus around controversial issues, around complex public policy issues. Facilitation can help find resolution through controversy and clarity amidst chaos to resolve some of the most difficult issues facing our state. It also has the benefit of helping lawmakers develop more trusting relationships with their adversaries and provides them the tools to help resolve future conflicts on their own. It is time to shift how government decisions are made for our elected leaders to find a new way to decide tough issues while seeking consensus instead of controversy. It is time our leaders lead us forward, not back. Great leadership requires finding common ground among diverse interests. It is time for the people we elected to emerge from the wells of the legislature as leaders and find the third way to resolving tough issues so that we can all move forward together.